Many DePaul students take the CTA every day to get from campus to campus. But with a recent rise in CTA violent crime, some of it near DePaul, what changes will be happening to keep passengers safe?
I want to say very clearly that violence on our system is just not going to be tolerated. Our officers, in conjunction with the CTA, do a great job of responding to crime wherever it happens. We've had some recent incidents on the CTA, and I'm happy to report that in most of those incidents, we've identified the perpetrators and brought them to justice.
Two of the most recent incidents occurred at the Jackson CTA station, which is located on DePaul's Loop campus. A stabbing of a street performer on the station's platform, and a fatal shooting in the tunnel connecting the red and blue lines, which killed one and injured two others. Another shooting occurred on the blue line near the UIC campus. With this rise in crime, especially near college campuses, many students are thinking about safety, but most are not too worried.
Yeah, I feel safe taking the CTA. I park my car in the Lincoln Park campus and I have to take it back here. Sometimes it can be a little sketchy depending on the time you take it or whatever, but most of the time I feel primarily safe, yeah.
I think they need to think of something because there's things that happen every day, and sometimes I don't feel safe, especially with school bags, laptops, or whatever. It's scary.
As a white male, I definitely find it easier to take public transportation. I'm sure for others that's a completely different story because I don't have that, experience. But for me, I feel comfortable going from place to place. During the night, that's different. But I always try to be calm, observant.
This, despite the fact that Jackson Station reported 253 violent crimes last year. That's the most of any of the CTA's 123 stations. DePaul transportation expert Joseph Schwederman says the CTA is an important asset for DePaul.
DePaul appears to be the only campus in the country where a large share of the student body rides rapid transit every day to go between classes. And that's really a remarkable feature of our university. And when people aren't comfortable on the train, of course, it affects the marketing of the whole school. I think mostly, the red line between Fullerton and downtown is a high-profile route in which most people feel safe. But I can tell you that a lot of people from outside the city think twice about jumping on a train outside of rush hour, and those perceptions may be getting worse.
Meanwhile, Chicago Police Department Interim Chief Charlie Beck announced new measures the CPD will be taking to better patrol CTA trains and keep passengers safe.
So it's not just about more cops, although more cops is necessary in this system when you look at what's deployed nationally for major transportation. It's about using cops smarter. It's about knowing where cops are in the system so that we can protect them, but also so we can deploy them based on crime patterns. It's about having the SDSC room so we can monitor those 32,000 cameras that keep this system safe. And by monitoring those cameras, we can make sure that if crime does occur on the CTA line, that we solve it quickly. It's about having 4 detectives and a crime analyst assigned strictly to CTA to make sure that we not only know what's going on the system, but that we respond to it quickly and effectively.
Under the new plan, the department will open a strategic decision support center downtown, giving police a central location to monitor the system's 32,000 cameras in real time. They will also add 50 more CPD officers to patrol the L, making the total presence 250 officers. This increase in police activity has already had an impact. A man was shot by CPD officers last week after getting caught crossing in between train cars during rush hour and resisting arrest, causing the Grand Station to close for the evening. That incident was caught on video and led to some controversy, with the police department investigating the circumstances under which the officer fired the gun. Here at DePaul, the Student Government Association is also trying to increase safety for students on the CTA. This includes working on a new initiative to promote safety on both campuses.
We're really excited about, we're in the process of getting it, so it's not 100% confirmed, but it's very likely we're actually going to have some people from CTA come and speak at an event we're hoping to host a safety week, which also has tentative dates. And so we're hoping to get them to kind of talk about things that they've noticed on trends on how to stay safe. But we also just kind of want to highlight like the buddy system, which came up with by another senator, our senator for the CDM, Ananda White. She came up with this idea of like having a buddy system for night class people so that they can feel a little bit more safe, and kind of focusing like while the CTA is a great resource and public safety is a great resource, like students are there most often, and so trying to find ways where students can help other students.
And even then, always be aware of your surroundings. But I know the CTA has taken steps already because it's kind of coming for like the Chicagoland area. I think people are starting to realize that there are some safety gaps.
I do think offering more public safety rides around the loop would help. Maybe either it being literally just going to the CDM or going down a block around DePaul University campus. I think that would help kids or students feel more safe at DePaul University in the loop.
But I have noticed an increase, especially like in the Loop campus. There's been heavier like police activity, and even things where I've seen just other CTA employees who happen to just be on the platforms, whether they be at the Fullerton station or Jackson. I would say they are taking steps to increase safety.
DePaul already is doing a lot for safety, but it's not really well known and accessible to all students, and especially students who are in the loop, because a lot of public safety things are geared more towards Lincoln Park. So we kind of want to really make sure we're targeting those students, because like the loop is like farther away and there aren't as many public safety officers down there. So we want to really ensure that they know about the resources they do have.
Campus public safety can be reached 24 hours a day for concerned students who rely riding safely on the CTA. For Good Day DePaul, I'm Crystal Helwig.